Going once. It says this Hangout is on the air. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my little Law of Attraction webinar, how to get everything you want with ease. And I'm really excited to have you all here tonight. I'm glad you're here. I've asked Chris to come across and be eyes and ears because we're going to be doing a PowerPoint presentation, and as you know, I can't see you and I can't see the chat. So if something's going wrong, I have no way to know that unless there's somebody over here who's able to yell at me and tell me something's going wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and start a screen share. I'm really excited to have everybody here. Here goes the share. I'm going to assume you can see my screen. And here's the PowerPoint, the first slide. So I'm going to assume that you can see the PowerPoint and that you can hear me.
You're good.
Okay. And do I have any deadlines that I'm working against? I'm not aware of anything going on at 6 o'clock tonight. Although I don't think we'll be here quite that long.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think there is anything. So I've titled this, How to Get What You Really Want with Ease. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at making the law of attraction work for us. And I'm going to tell you a lot about what I know in the law of attraction. I'm also going to tell you that if you stay to the end, there's an opportunity to dig deeper with me and to go farther than we're going to be able to go on a single 1 hour or less webinar. So here we go. So a quick question for you. How would it feel if you knew you could attract anything you want in your business? More customers, more sales, more freedom. How would that feel? I hope it would feel pretty good. What if you knew the law of attraction was working for you to attract the people to you that you want to do business with? You know, the law of attraction is always working. Just like the law of gravity. If you're standing on Earth, the law of gravity is doing good things. It's holding you on the planet. If you jump off the Empire State Building, the law of gravity is doing something not so good for you. You're going to hit the ground unless you have a parachute. And the law of attraction is the same way. It's going to attract into your life the things that you think about the most, the objects of your dominant thoughts. How would you like it if you had a clear vision of your future business and you knew how to move forward toward it every day? Would that feel good? And what if you knew you couldn't fail in business or in life? What if you had ironclad, absolute belief in yourself that you could move forward and get what you want? So who is this for? This is for you if you've struggled with making the law of attraction work for you and attracting the success that you deserve. This is for you if you feel like you do not have a clear vision of where you want to go in your business or in your life. It's for you if you feel like you do not understand your life's major purpose. And it is for you if you struggle with understanding your core values. It's most definitely for you if you are ready and willing to take 100% responsibility for your life, your dreams, your success, and your failures, and not point outside of yourself and blame anybody or anything else, but treat your failures as stepping stones on the road to your ultimate success. There's no such thing as a failure. There's only a learning experience. And it's for you if you're willing to treat all failures, as I said, as a learning experience and continue to grow your business and prosper beyond your wildest dreams. Now, I threw in a who's it not for slide. It's not for you if you want to live in fear and poverty, scarcity and lack, anger and resentment. And I've been there, and maybe some of you have too. And many people like to live uncomfortably comfortable or comfortably uncomfortable. They're so comfortable in their poverty and scarcity and anger that they prefer to stay there and not step out and be all they can be. It's not for you if you're holding grudges and blaming others for your lack of success. And it's certainly not for you if you think your mind is just fine and you don't need to improve on your thought processes. Because we all need to improve every day, and I will show you a little later on tonight why that is true. So the first step in getting what you want is to decide what it is. Now that may seem very simple to say. Jack Canfield opens a chapter of his book with that statement. In order to get what you want, you have to decide what it is. And for many, that's really a huge problem. It's really difficult sometimes to paint a vision of what we want our future to be like, to paint that picture for ourselves. And I think part of the reason for that is that we're so full of fear and doubt and uncertainty that we won't let ourselves believe in the possibilities of what we really want to accomplish. We don't dare to dream. And we're going to fix that. We're going to work on fixing that problem. So what you're going to learn is how to create a vision for your life, how to harness the power within you to move consistently toward that vision, how to define your core values, how to define your major life purpose so that your daily actions and affirmations are purposeful and directed towards your vision and aligned with your core values, and how to overcome fear and how to beat procrastination. And missing from this list is how to deal with overwhelm, but that's part of the equation, part of the solution that we're going to find. Thanks to the universe, perhaps the law of attraction, you can discover your major purpose in life and attract the things you want to you, including the right customers, the ones you want to work with. We just have to get a clear picture of what that looks like. And you can achieve an understanding of the universe, how it works, and how the law of attraction either works for you or works against you. And as I said earlier, the law of attraction is always working. It's a universal law. It doesn't turn itself off and go into the closet. It's always there. Question is it giving you what you want, or is it attracting more of what you don't want? You can learn to harness the incredible power within you to direct your future and achieve your goals. And we're going to work that direction. And you can become unstoppable. So just a little of my story. How did I get to where I am today? In 2011, I was absolutely devastated. That wasn't very long ago. I hit what I thought was rock bottom. And I can go back, I have paragraphs written about how my major purpose at that moment for my personal life was to quit waking up in the middle of the night full of fear, anxiety, dread, and concern about going broke, growing older, over money. I had some income still from the sale of a business, but I was focused on fear of loss. And waking up every night in the middle of the night, worried about losing everything, resulted in exactly that. I lost everything. I attracted exactly into my life what I didn't want, a lawsuit that took everything and left me in what I thought was ruins. And I found the law of attraction, and I began practicing it regularly and implementing the principles that I'm going to teach you today, and I dug out. Now, I have a little picture of me laying in the water with my water ski on, and because it actually reminds me sometimes of dealing with the law of attraction. When you first jump off the boat with your water ski, you're like a fish out of water. I mean, you got this big thing attached to your foot, and you flounder around a little bit, and it's hard to control yourself, and you just hope that maybe when the rope tightens up that you'll go the direction you want to go in. But you have to suspend disbelief, and that's the message. You have to suspend disbelief. You have to believe that when the boat straightens out and the rope is taut and you're in the correct position and you hold on for dear life, that you will get up on the ski. And I'm back on top of the world right now. And those of you who know me know this. We're getting leads, making sales, feeling confident, not afraid of anything. I know what my future looks like. And I have a very, very strong vision and total and complete lack of fear. I will admit, everybody knows this, no surprises. I'm not a six-figure earner yet, but I have no fear at all. I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore worrying about what tomorrow brings. I simply don't, because I'm completely and totally confident in my vision and in my core values and my mission statement and where I'm going with my life. And you can get there too. The fillers for that little story that I owned a flight school, and I'm going to get through this slide really quick, because I want this to be about you, not about me. But I owned a flight school. In September 2008, I had 120 students. In January 2010, I had less than 20. We collapsed from 30 instructors to 2 instructors, and it was nothing I did wrong. In 2009, I laid off 45 employees, including my now ex-girlfriend. You might wonder why she's now my ex-girlfriend. You don't get away with laying off your girlfriend very easily. Anyhow, I sold the remnants of the school in 2011, moved to the mountains, got sued, and lost the remaining income from the sale. And that was it. I was left totally, almost penniless. Some of the biggest misconceptions about the law of attraction are what I'll call wishing upon a star. Many people, and you hear this idea that all you have to do is really set your beliefs and set your intentions and do your affirmations and believe it's going to happen, and somehow by magic it's going to happen. And my analogy to that is, I want a new RV. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but I know I want it. And I don't believe that I can sit on my deck in front of the Pacific Ocean with a beer in my hand, waiting for my new RV to drive up onto my deck. I believe that I have to go out there and I have to meet the universe and I have to work for it. So the law of attraction means you can think of something. It does not mean that you can think of something and it will materialize. Another big misconception is that your why is sufficient to help you through the bad times. And when you get into network marketing, many times your upline, your sponsor tells you that you need a why. You need a why that makes you cry, and that's going to get you through. And my answer to that is bullpucky. That isn't enough. The why that makes you cry is not enough to get you through the tough times. So the law of attraction will work for you, but focusing on what you want doesn't get you what you want. It gets you the guidance from the universe to go get what you want. You have to meet the universe halfway. You've got to do the work. The universe isn't going to give it to you on a silver platter. The universe will test you. By the way, that's an absolute direct quote from Larry Hochman in the Guru Code. The universe will test you. It will play with you, but it will yield to persistence, determination, and plain vanilla hard work. So one question that people ask all the time is, well, if I have a vision for where I'm going, why doesn't it work? What are the biggest challenges? And the biggest challenge is that, as I'll show you in a minute, as I will show you in a minute, we are born to win. You were born with absolutely magical power, but you were programmed to fail from birth. We're surrounded by negativity, and fear is dominant in many of us, and we must get rid of the fear. As long as we're afraid of old age or loss or poverty or ill health or death, we will not get the law of attraction working for us in the direction we want to go in, unless the direction you want to go in is poverty, ill health, and ultimately death. The law of attraction is going to give you what you think about. So that's why we have to learn to harness the awesome power within us to change our lives and manifest the desired outcome. As long as we live in fear and negativity, we will manifest more fear and negativity. So I'm going to stop and give you a couple testimonials from the vision workshop I did a couple of, maybe a month or so ago. And this was from my friend Bob Miller. Len hit a home run with his first live workshop, mentioning several of his mentors. And the material, a lot of the material in what we're doing tonight comes from these people: Robert Hollis, Susan Shearer Young, Jack Canfield, Napoleon Hill, Diane and Larry Hochman. And attending Len's online webinar was very insightful. Thank you, Len. And from Shirley, I really enjoyed your training, received a lot of value and a lot of ahas. Thank you so much. So let's dig in. I was raised in the belief that we are I was raised as a Catholic, by the way, and I don't mean to say anything negative or et cetera about the Catholic Church or any organized religion. This is not about religion tonight. But I was taught that we have a soul. And I now really believe, and I'm absolutely convinced, and so are many of the top leaders and thinkers in our world, convinced that we really are spiritual beings that have chosen to manifest into a physical universe. And if you consider the power of that, you will be able to begin to understand some of the other concepts that come after this. We are spiritual beings. We are an extension of, call it God, call it source energy, call it the universe, call it whatever you like. But it exists, and it is powerful beyond our comprehension, and so are we. We are extensions of infinite intelligence. The soul is uniquely us, and we have the ability to tap into infinite intelligence. And if you really believe that, then the next question is, well, if I have that ability, if it's there, why is it so hard? And the answer, once again, is you were built with this. You were given this. You were born with it. But it was obliterated in most of our early training and our upbringing. We were immersed in negativity from birth. And we'll see that in a minute. Consider the power of thought. These quotes come from John Kehoe's book, Mind Power into the 21st Century. Thoughts are things. They vibrate and they have energy. It is the nature of thought to try and materialize into its physical equivalent. There is sufficient evidence to indicate unequivocally that the mind can and does directly affect physical reality. Now, that is powerful. So if we can harness our thoughts and direct them, we can begin to see how we can manifest the things we want in our life. And we can also understand that if our thoughts gravitate toward negativity and lack, that's what we're going to get more of. And that's what happens to many of us. So we have to combat that tendency. And I believe, as does Jack Canfield and many of the other thought leaders in our world today, that this is where you start. You don't start with a why, you start with a vision. And you have to build a rock solid, believable vision of what you want your future to be like. And in the vision workshop, we go through a very extensive, maybe it's not so extensive, we go through a complete exercise on how to establish a vision, but it's bigger than your why. It's who or what you want to become. It's the legacy you want to leave for your family, your children, your grandchildren. It's the impact you want to have on planet Earth. And when most people are asked, why are you doing what you're doing? Let's pretend that you're in network marketing, because many of us are. It doesn't matter if you're in business for yourself. If you open a McDonald's, if you open a hot dog stand or a pizza shop, why do you do that? And most people answer with, well, I want more money. Is that really the reason? And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to tell you that that's not the reason. But that's why having a why isn't sufficient. That's why having a why that makes you cry isn't sufficient. It's not because you want money. It's because you have a vision of what that money can do for you. Now, be careful you understand what I just said, because people come back and say, well, no, I really want money. No, you don't. You don't want money. If you could buy the lifestyle you want without paying for it, you'd get it. You'd take it. It's not that you want money. You're not going to get money and bring it home and bury it in the pillow and forget about it. You want a lifestyle. You want a vision. You want a dream. You want to spend time with your family. You want to take your children to Disneyland. You want to have an impact on planet Earth by contributing to the charities or your church of choice or whatever. You have a vision of what you want. It's not that you want money. It's that you want to accomplish something with your life. And that's where we have to get to. We have to get that vision in front of us. so that when the going gets rough, we have a vision to pull us through. But it's also important that our vision be aligned with our core values. So if one of my core values is integrity and honesty, my vision probably isn't, I want to rob a bank. Those things aren't in line with each other, and it probably won't reach the desired goal with that kind of action plan. So we need to align our vision with our core values and our major life purpose. And very few of us have ever gone through a core value exercise or sat and defined our major life purpose. But if we can sync everything up, if we can hum along like a finely tuned machine, we can get what we want. If we sync our vision, our core values, our major life purpose, we jump out of bed with enthusiasm because we know who we are and where we are going, and our daily actions are aligned with our core values, our strengths, and our vision. So how would it feel if you knew who you were and what you want out of life? Completely and totally, a clear vision. If you could take off the gloves and just go for it with gusto. If you don't procrastinate because you're sure of yourself. You don't feel overwhelmed because you're taking action. You don't hesitate to jump in with both feet. You know, you jump out of the plane and figure out how to pack the parachute on the way down. You stay positive. You believe in the possibility. Believe in the possibility. Know that you can do it, and you believe in you. You have a firm, positive understanding of what you're capable of. How would all that feel? So let's talk about core values. One of the ways to arrive at core values is to make a list of pick a number, relying back on Jack Canfield's book again, the number he picks is 10. There's another book that I've used as a reference. They pick 10. Make a list of 10 things that are important to you: honesty, integrity, adventure, love, freedom, health, whatever they are, and then prioritize that list. And a simple way to prioritize it is to take two values, let's say integrity and health, and imagine having to eliminate one of them. If I could only stay in integrity, or I could have health, but I can't have both, which one would you keep? And I'm not gonna answer that. But that's a way to arrive at a list of values that are important to you. So the question then is, as we go down through these values that we've listed for ourselves, to arrive at the things that are most important to us, the things that we cherish the most and we want to keep for ourselves and we want to build a life around. I hope that makes sense. Now, we're not going to do a core values exercise tonight, but in the vision workshop that I'm going to tell you about a little later, we do the complete core values exercise, and you will arrive at a list of core values. People follow people. People follow people who know who they are and what they stand for. In Diane Hockman's, in the Guru Code, one of the things that Diane said repeatedly, and she's repeated it in The Deep Abyss, is that unless you know who you are and you know what you stand for, you're just one of the mob. You're one of the crowd. You're one of the people out there, and no one's going to pay much attention to you. If you look at the leaders, Ray Higdon, for example, Justice Egan, some of my friends and buds, when you see them, it feels like they really do know who they are and what they stand for. And they can tell you what their purpose in life is. They'll tell you where they're going. They're sure of themselves. And it isn't about making money. It's about providing leadership. People will follow you if you are solid and you know who you are, what you stand for, and you are pointing the direction. And I actually did a Coffee with Len video some time ago in which I asked that question, what do you stand for? And one of the answers that came back, well, the kind of answer that we're looking for is something deeper than I'm a network marketer and I sell skincare products. That's not who you are and what you stand for. That's what you're doing with who you are and what you stand for. And if you give an answer like that, The minute somebody stands in front of you and says, well, that's a pyramid scheme, you're doing something illegal, you're going to jail, you're going to collapse. Because I'm a network marketer and I sell skincare products is just too weak of a who are you and what do you stand for. But who you are and what you stand for might be a caring person who helps other people feel good about themselves with products and services that provide value for them. So for example, if you're thinking about your core value and what's important to you, you want to think about what excites you. What excites you so much that if you could do it every day, you would do it for free and you would jump out of bed with enthusiasm, optimism, and energy. What do you love to do? And watching I Love Lucy reruns is not a valid answer. What's important to you in your life? What would you do if you weren't getting paid to do it? And as I've told you before, I'm doing it right now. I love to do this stuff. I love to teach. I finally figured out, it's taken me years and years to put it together, that at the core, at the fundamental of me is teaching. And I'm one of these really weird people. I actually love to be on stage. I've been on stage several hundred times. It was in a different life, in a different arena, a different world, but I love standing in front of audiences. And I've given presentations to audiences as small as one and as big as 400. And I have no fear of big audiences at all. I draw energy from the audience. So now, once you've figured out what your life purpose is, write it down. Read it every day, preferably in the morning. Make certain that your goals and your vision are aligned with and serve your life's major purpose. And, you know, if you're going to a job that's pure drudgery, that you can't stand, that you hate going to, and one of my coaching clients right now is in that position. He's got a job that he hates, and he just can't stand to go there every day. And he's made it his goal to get out of that position as quickly as possible. And that's what you want to do. You want to take a look at your life and ask yourself, where do you want to go with your life? You only get to do this once. Well, maybe you get to do it more than once, but we don't know that for sure. So what do you want to do with your life? And are you doing it? And if not, we need to begin to move in that direction. That's where that vision comes in. We need to refine your life's purpose as you mature and develop and figure out what it is that makes you jump out of bed in the morning with enthusiasm. And I finally, having gone through several life purpose exercises, this is my current version of my life purpose: to use my intelligence and flexibility to understand individuals and inspire peace, harmony, and acceptance among people. I have this vision of all of us living together on planet Earth in peace. And that may seem like an impossible vision right now, given the news. And I'm going to encourage you to shut off the news, because if there's one thing that's going to keep you from living the life of your dreams, it's watching the 10 o'clock news. There's nothing on there of any value. It's just pure negativity, in my humble opinion. Now, what's wrong with the picture? If the law of attraction can give us what we want, why can't we get it? And here's the reason: Outwitting the Devil. Part of this comes from Napoleon Hill's book, Outwitting the Devil. And in his book, the devil is possibly a real being, just like God was in Catholicism. And maybe it's just a metaphor for the things that are negative in the universe. We all agree that there's opposites coexist all the time. There's up and down, left and right, plus and minus. It's not possible to have good without also having bad. How could you measure good if you didn't have bad? But left unattended, the natural state of affairs is to move toward chaos or disorder. Why is that? It's just the way the universe runs. I don't know that we know the answer to that question. If you don't weed the garden, the weeds take over. It's that simple. And science has long understood this concept. And I'm going to quote something from science here that may or may not make sense to some of you, but it's okay. It's long been understood in thermodynamics that the universe drifts toward maximum entropy. What does that mean? It means maximum disorder. It means chaos. It means, you've all heard of Brownian motion, random motion. The universe drifts toward maximum entropy. That's the nature of the universe we live in. It is fundamental. We can't change that. And a perfect example is herding kittens. That's what maximum entropy means. It's herding kittens. So that's the state of the universe. And we have to learn to work with that. So if we want to channel our energy, channel our thoughts, we have to accept that the state of the universe is to provide disorder. And that's why, part of the reason why many of us go to bed at night fearful of poverty, old age, ill health, death, the bill collector. And as long as fear is our dominant thought, that's what we get more of. Fear stops us more than any other emotion. And when we're afraid, we drift in and out of purpose or action. We procrastinate because we're afraid. We don't take that action, make that video because we're afraid of what the people will think. We don't get on stage because we're afraid of what our audience is going to say. We don't do a webinar because we're afraid that maybe people won't like it, or maybe we're not good enough, or maybe we don't know enough, or da-da-da-da-da. We've got to get over it. Otherwise, we won't reach our goals. And part of the reason is we're programmed in negative thinking from the moment we come into the world. You were born with awesome power, and it was taken from you. It started with your upbringing. By the time you reach the age of 18, you've heard the word no 200,000 times. You've seen 30,000 acts of violence, maybe more these days. You've received more than 12 million messages in the form of advertising telling you how to look, what to eat, how to feel. No wonder. I used to really worry about my daughter growing up because of the advertising on television and the image it was portraying of what it was like to be a woman in this world. So what are we to do? It's very simple. We've got to install new software. It's that simple. We got to overwrite the old software. We got to update the program. We got to erase the negativity. We got to replace it with positive thinking. And as Napoleon Hill tells us, definiteness of purpose. And we do have the ability to do that. We can do it. But we have to make it our mission daily. We got to get out of bed daily and make it our mission to program our mind for success, or we won't get there. Feed your mind what you want. If you feed your subconscious mind thoughts of fear, scarcity, negativity, chaos, and failure, that's what it will work on manifesting for you. If you feed it thoughts of abundance, health, wealth, and happiness, well, that's what it's going to work on for you. So that's it. We have to reprogram our mind. And how do we do that? Once we've gotten through this vision, and we know our core values, and we know our life's purpose, and we have a direction we want to go in, then we bring out the whys, we bring out the affirmations, we get up in the morning, and you know, many mentors, many of your teachers and coaches have told you to read 10 pages of a good book every day. And if you think about that, 10 pages of a good book every day, maybe 10 minutes a day, and 10 pages a day is 300 pages a month. That's 3,000 pages a year. You can absorb a lot of good material reading 10 pages a day. I get up, I will tell you that I've reprogrammed myself to get up now at 4 o'clock. Most mornings I get up at 4 o'clock. Today I was insane. I was up at 3. And I will admit to insanity on that. But I have just come to love having that early morning time to sit down and read. And some of the stuff I'm teaching you is a compilation of about 15 different books that I've gone through, and many cases gone through them more than once and pulled material from them. So I didn't invent any of the stuff I'm telling you tonight. I can give you, in fact, the stack of books is available and the reading list is available to you. And you have to create a vision for yourself. And one way to do that is to have a vision board. And this is an example of a vision board. And it's really quite a nice one. You create a vision board and you have pictures up there of what it is you want your life to be like. You got your family picture and your travel picture and your career and exercise and love and health and your home environment and what you want to do with your life, and you put it in front of you where you see it every day and let it become one of your guiding principles for how you want to structure your life and what your goals are. And the trick here, once again, is to overwhelm the negative thinking and chase it out. We've got to overwrite the program that has been instilled in our mind from birth. And I can tell you beyond any shadow of a doubt that it is possible to do that. I absolutely have done it for myself. I can't even remember the last time I've woken up in the middle of the night with fear and anxiety. And I can tell you that 4 years ago, I couldn't remember a night that I didn't. So it is possible to change your thought processes. And once you do that, you'll just be amazed at how the universe steps aside and makes room to let you pass. You're on your way, baby. You're coming. So let me come off screen share for a moment and come back to you. So how are we doing? I see comments. Anybody have any questions? Looks like Sandy Beal was bouncing in and out, huh? Sandy, did you drop out and come back in? Chris says, without your health, nothing else matters. Wow, if people could only really grab. You can, Carol, you really can. So anyhow, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go back to screen share and I'm going to travel on. All righty? Great. Thanks, Rick. Here we go. We're going back to screen share. And back to the PowerPoint. So now I want to tell you about how you can dig deeper into all of this stuff. And that is my Ultimate Vision Workshop. Unleash the awesome power of your subconscious mind. As I've told you before, we are spiritual beings who have chosen to manifest into a physical universe. And as such, we are connected to infinite intelligence, and we have the power through the use of our subconscious mind to create our future, our destiny, our abundance. And in this workshop, we will learn to harness this power. Craft your vision for success. It has often been said that the pain pushes you until your vision pulls you. Without a powerful vision to pull you through the tough times, you will throw up your hands in frustration and quit. We will craft a compelling vision that will be powerful and pull you through the tough times. So the Vision Workshop is a 5-module course that literally guarantees to help you succeed. The first module is the power of thought. The second module is a core values exercise. We will define your core values, and at the end of that module, you will have a list of your core values. Module 3, at the end of module 3, you will have a statement of your life's major purpose. Module 4, you will have a vision for what your life is like. And in module 5, we will unlock the keys to success and show you how to build the confidence in yourself and the belief that you can do it. So once again, module 1, the power of thought, understanding how thought tends to materialize into its physical equivalent, capturing the essence of pure thought and how to harness the energy. Discover something the great leaders have understood for centuries and the masses have not. Understand why The Secret was a secret for thousands of years. And if you've watched the movie The Secret, it opens with the claim that this information was hidden away from people for thousands of years. Guess what? That is true. And I will explain that to you in more detail in the workshop. It is true that over the millennia, over thousands of years, leaders didn't want people to know that they had the power to direct their own lives. They wanted them to remain subservient, captive, etc. In module 2, we'll do the core value exercise. Learn to hum along through life firing on all cylinders as you discover how to bring your life into alignment with your core values. Discover your core values, prioritize them into a list. We'll go through an exercise that will elucidate and make a list. And we have a list of 150 values for you to choose from. And we'll go through the list and we'll make your core values. Module 3, discover your life's major purpose. Why are you here? What are you supposed to contribute to the planet, to the universe? What is your major purpose in life? And we'll conduct an extremely powerful life purpose exercise that just might change the course you're on. You might decide you've got to fire that boss sooner, not later. We'll craft your vision for success in Module 4. We'll know what our core values are, and we'll have found our life purpose, and we'll craft a compelling vision. And we'll get you to where you want to jump out of bed every morning with enthusiasm, because we know our life's purpose, our core values, and our vision, and they're aligned and they're congruent. And finally, in Module 5, we'll build power of belief to achieve the goals that you believe are possible. We'll develop a rock-solid belief that you are worthy and you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. We'll learn to overcome procrastination and have overwhelm for breakfast. You will be unstoppable because finally you will know who you are and where you're going. How cool is that? So this is what you get. 5 modules of the course. I've valued them at $27 each. And there's the link, lenmooney.com vision. But wait, there's more. In addition, you're going to get the vision worksheet, which is new and revised from anyone who's seen the vision workshop before, and the core values worksheet, and my ebook on the 11 secrets to success, which I valued that total at about $67. So you're also going to get a money-back guarantee. If this offer comes complete with my money-back guarantee, if it doesn't deliver what I promised, ask for a refund. I don't want you to have it if you don't get value out of it. It's that simple. I want you to succeed. That's my goal. So the total is, it's a $202 value, $27 for each of the modules. I don't know that they're worth that. I think they are. I think they might be worth more, maybe $37 or $47, but I put it at $27 conservatively. So it's a $200 value, and you get it today for $27. That's all. One price today, special price, $27. You get the whole thing. And again, there's the link, lenmooney.com/vision. But wait, there's more. For the first 5 registrants, I'm offering a complimentary half-hour coaching session so we can work on your vision, your core values, or your capture page, or whatever else you want. I value that at least $100 because I'm worth it. So you get the coaching, the program, the whole thing for $27 today. But only today. Tomorrow the price goes back to $97. Here's what Karen had to say. She was in the vision workshop I did a month or so ago. Len, you did a bang-up job on that webinar. It was easy to see you had spent quite a bit of time preparing and that you are passionate about what you do, the teaching part especially. Sending love and gratitude your way. I had a long list of Saturday chores around the house, and I didn't think I should sit around, my word, and listen to yet another webinar while letting those things go. However, the list of what you intended to cover reeled me in. You are correct. We do know these things, but may not be putting them into action. You have given me much to think about, and now a way to do it better. Thanks for all you do. So that was a great testimonial from Karen. So bottom line, act while you still can. Price goes up to $97 after today, and the free coaching bonus goes away. So get it while you can. http:// lenmooney.com/vision. There you have it. $27 today. One-time special deal. And that's the end of that slideshow. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to come back. So, did you get value from tonight? Tonight, I'll call it tonight. For some of you, it's tonight. Did you get value from tonight? And Chris, you were in the original vision workshop. Do you want to make a comment? And does anybody else want to come over and say anything?
The workshop itself is very detailed. You go in very deep. I had a lot of aha moments. And I was able to put my core values together, which I had never really thought about before. So yes, it is well worth the money, and you guys should get it for $27 if you can. Run now, quickly.
Yeah. Great, thank you. Now, have you been able to use any of it since you've gone to the webinar and we went to the workshop? Now, have you implemented it? Now, maybe I shouldn't ask you that question in public. The answer might be embarrassing.
I implemented a lot of it, especially getting my, what I did was make me a mobile vision board.
Cool, great.
In a notebook, and so then I can write other things in there and add to it at all times too.
So is it helping you?
Yes, I believe it is. And it makes me also look, for pictures that align with it.
Mm-hmm.
To put in my book.
Cool. Great. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. If anybody, all right. Great, Shirley. Thank you. Does anybody else want to come over and have anything to say, or is it Miller time? I want to thank all of you for being with me tonight. I'm also going to. Let's see. I'm gonna make a confession to any of you who follow me at all on Glenn's Lunch with Len and etc. And that was my first selling webinar. Never done it before, so I entered it with some trepidation. Now we've all been told, and I'm going to tell you this right now, and we didn't quite get there today on Lunch with Len, but next Tuesday we'll cover it. Everybody who's making money in our space is doing webinars. So I'm going to encourage you to do webinars of your own too, as soon as you're ready, and maybe even before you're ready. But there's just another example of overcoming your fear, stepping out and doing it. Just do it. So, Craig, that's too bad. Anyway, this is recorded. It's a recorded, this webinar tonight is recorded, so you can go back and get it. It's out there in YouTube land. And if that's it, if no one else has anything to say, then we'll go ahead and close it up. So, and what I'm going to do as I close it out is I'm going to redirect you to the sales page for the Vision Workshop. So going once, going twice, gone. There you go. Thank you, Chris. There goes everybody. Chris, come on back on speaker or microphone.
I had to go pee-pee. I'm here now.
Yeah, I do that right before I start. Hey, in going through and editing the videos, I took the 2-hour Vision Workshop and I split it apart into 5 videos, and that was at Justice Egan's suggestion, and I did a lot of editing. And one of the things that I noticed is that I really owe you an apology, and you may not have even noticed it, but I noticed it when I went back through the edited videos that you came on and you told me about you just defined your life's purpose, and you stated what it was. And something else happened that distracted me, and I brushed it off. Not intentionally. It's just that I got distracted, and I didn't say thank you, and I didn't say, oh, that was wonderful, or whatever. There was a point in there where I felt like I had sort of brushed you off accidentally.
I did not feel it.
Okay, and so, my apologies for that. I certainly didn't mean to do it. So.
And you know what? I wrote it down, and I know basically what it was.
Yeah.
But I lost the paper that I wrote it down on.
Well, it's in. I can find it for you. It's in module 4, I think. It's in there. It's in there. No. I cut out the testimonials. Oh, I've got it for you. I can send it to you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So anyhow, a few people seem to have gotten back on here. I don't know how that happened, and I'm going to stop the broadcast. And Doug, are you out there? I don't know what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast.
Okay.
So, we're still broadcasting. I didn't realize that. So here we go.
All right.
Unless anybody has anything to say,